dear friends, welcome to our tutorial videos, and in this video we are going to be discussing a question on cubic functions. So these questions come in paper 2 of every ECZ examinations. Okay, paper 2 of every grade 12 ECZ examination, either GCE or internal. Okay, so the question is saying answer this part of the question on a sheet of graph paper. So you need a graph paper in order for you to be able to answer this question. So they are saying the values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equal to x open bracket x squared minus 4 close bracket. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table. So these are the corresponding values of x and y, meaning if you get x, for example, if you get -3, you substitute it in this equation, you find the value of y to be -15. If you get -1, you substitute it in this equation, you will find y to be 3. That is what that means. And the first question is saying calculate the value of r. Okay, so to calculate the value of r, we simply do what they did for them to find this. For example, in order for them to find -15, they had to substitute -3 where there is x in this equation. So we can do that also. Okay, so to find r, we are going to substitute -2 into this equation where there is x. Okay, so A, and mind you, you have to create space on a graph paper where you do all these solutions. So me, I'm just doing them from here because the graph paper for me is not enough. So they want me to find the value of r, which is in the y-axis. So let me get my original equation. So my original equation is y open bracket x squared minus 4. So y, so I will say y is equal to, okay, y is equal to x open brackets x squared minus 4. Okay, so just to confirm that that is what we have y is equal to x open bracket x squared minus 4, then we close. Okay, this is what we have. And then where there is r, where there is y, we will replace with r or substitute with r because r is in the y-axis. Where there is x, will be substituting with -2. Okay, so going back, so where there is x, we put -2 open brackets -2 squared minus 4. Then I close. So r is going to be -2. Then let's deal with what is in the brackets. -2 squared is the same as -2 times -2, which is +4. Then we have -4. We close. So the value of r will be -2. 4 minus 4 give us 0. And so the value of r is going to be -2 times 0 is 0. So the value of r is 0 if x is -2. So meaning that in this table, the value of r, which is in the y-axis, is 0. Okay, so if you want, you can actually put 0 there, so that when you come to plotting, you remember to say here there is 0. The second question is saying using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis. So 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit, meaning you'll be counting in ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. Okay, from -3 to +3. and 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on the y-axis, meaning that you will be counting in the y-axis, you'll be counting in tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. So it should be from negative 20 to positive 20. So they want us to draw the graph of y is equal to x, open brackets, x squared minus 4, close bracket. So we have to plot this. Now, to plot this graph, we're going to use these corresponding values. And we have to remember that in the x-axis, it's from negative 3 to 3. In the y-axis, from negative 20 to positive 20. So going on a graph paper, so this is our graph paper, and a 2 centimeter box. So this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So a 2 centimeter box is this box which has got these 4 small boxes. In short, for it to be 2 centimeters, it should have, when you count the small boxes inside this box, so this is a 2 centimeter box. Okay, I'll rub. So this is a 2 centimeter box. Okay, so that is a 2 centimeter box. Now, in a two centimeter box, there are 10 small boxes inside there. Okay, so meaning that in the x-axis, they said it should be from negative 3 to positive 3 and 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. So be counting in ones. Okay, so when we are counting, we're going to be saying, so 2 centimeters represent 1. So this is negative 1. Actually, this is a center, so 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Even on the positive, we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. And inside there, as when you count, you find that you have 10 small boxes. In the y-axis, they said it should be in multiples of 10, in 10. So we'll be saying 10, 20. Okay, the negative part will say negative 10, negative 20, like that. Okay, so let us now begin the plotting. So coming back here, we have negative 3 comma 15. Okay, so going back, negative 3 comma 15. So I have negative 3 is here. This is 10. So negative 3 in the y-axis 10, 15 is here. So negative 3 comma 15 is here. Okay, the next is negative 2 comma 0. So negative 2 comma 0, negative 2 comma 0. So you plot your negative 2 comma 0. So in the x-axis it's negative 2. In the y-axis we are not going to move. So we just remain, our point is just here. So negative 2 comma 0 is just there. The next is negative 1 comma 3. So this is negative 1. 3 will become, because in the y-axis it's 10, 20. So in the inside this 2 centimeter box, there are 10 boxes. So in short, they are just counting. One small box is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 10. So 3 is going to be here. So negative 1 comma 3 is there. The next is 0 comma 0, which is just at the center. So 0 comma 0 is the center. So this is the center. The next is 1 comma negative 3, 1 comma negative 3, 1 comma negative 3. So we'll say 1 comma negative 3. So this is positive 1. Then to the negative part in the y, 1, 2, 3, negative 3 is here. 1 comma negative 3 is here. Okay, so let me write this one properly. So 1 comma negative 3. Okay, so I just want to write this one clearly. Okay, so 1 is here. That is the number. Then 1 comma negative 3 is going to be here. Okay. Okay, next is 2 comma 0 and 3 comma 15. 2 comma 0 and 3 comma 15. 2 comma 0. Okay, so 2 comma 0 is just here. Then the last is 3 comma 15. So 3 comma 15 is here. Okay, so it's just a matter of joining. So when you are joining, you should join 2 points at a go. So this point and this point, and it shouldn't be a straight line, so you have to use your free hand. So I join this, then I'm going to join that. Okay, so make sure that as you are joining, okay, you have to use your free hand and it has to be neat. Okay, the next is this. Okay, it should be a little bit curvy when you are joining. Okay, so yes, so that is my graph, and I have to now label this graph. So the graph is y is equal to x squared minus 4. Then I close. So that is my graph. Just doing this, as you can see, it's 3 marks. Just plotting. That's 3 marks. Simple and straightforward. The next is to use your graph to solve the equations, this and this. Now, solving this is very simple. So they want us to use the graph to solve this. Okay? So let's start with A. Remember, we have to use the graph. You have to use the graph. So A, you write your A. So this is Roman, I think these are in Roman numerals. So this was Roman numeral 1. The graph was Roman numeral 2. Then Roman numeral 3 is the question which is asking us to solve those equations. So the equation 1 is x open bracket x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so that is this. They want us to solve this, and it's 2 marks. So solving this is very simple. You get your original, which is this one. So we've gotten our original curve. So let's get our original curve. Our original curve is y is equal to x open bracket x squared minus 4, you close. Okay, simple things. So from there, once you get this, the one you are solving and the original, you cancel out what is common. So x is common, even whatever is in the brackets is also common here. So on the left hand side, I have remained with y is equal to, on the right hand side, I've just remained with 0. So this line y is equal to 0, which is the same as the x-axis, is the line that we are going to use. So the x-axis, or y is equal to 0, where it meets the curve, those are the answers that they need. So we are going to go back to our curve. This is the line y is equal to 0, this x-axis. So the x-axis is the line y is equal to 0. So this is the line y is equal to 0. Okay, so this is y is equal to 0. Now, where this same line y is equal to 0 and the curve meet, those are the answers that they want. So they meet here at x is equal to -2, also at x is equal to 0 here, and here at x is equal to +2, x is equal to 0 here, and at x is equal to -2. So those are the answers. So the answers are x is equal to +2, as you saw it, x is equal to 0, and at x is equal to -2. So that is how you get these 2 marks. Next is getting these 3 marks. They want us to solve this. So as usual, you get your original curve, or you get first of all the curve that they want you to solve. So that's B. The curve is x squared minus 4 is equal to 2. This is what they want us to solve. You get your original y is equal to x squared minus 4, and then you cancel out what is common. You observe that this will go. So I will remain on the left hand side with y. On the right hand side, I'll remain with only. So the line y is equal to 2 is the line that I'm going to use. Okay, so now remember in the previous question we had y is equal to 0, which is just the x-axis. Here we have a line y is equal to 2. So let us draw this line and see where it meets the curve. So y is equal to 2 coming on our curve. This is the y-axis. Okay, and in the y-axis we are counting in such a way that if this is 0, this is 10, meaning inside this big box, they are counting. The small boxes are just 1, 2, 3. So if they say y is equal to 2, you just count one box, which is here 1. Then from here you have 1, 2. So 2 is here. So that is where you draw the line y is equal to 2. So at 2, you draw a line y is equal to 2. This is 2. So y is equal to 2. You draw a line. So make sure you use a ruler, and it has to be very neat. And make sure that it is long enough to meet the curve. Okay, so it should continue because it has to meet the curve. Okay, so make sure that you use a ruler so that you don't have the mistakes that I am making. Okay, so anyway, let me just end here. So this is the line y is equal to 2. Now, where it meets the curve here, also here, and here. So you just check here where it meets the curve. You're just going to go down and check on the y-axis. So it's at 2.123. So that is 2.3. That will be the answer. First answer, x is equal to 2.3. So you will say x is equal to 2.3. Others can find 2.2. It just depends with how you were drawing your graph. So that is 2.3 according to me. 2.3. Then another x, let's find out where else. So also here, there is meeting of the curve and the line y is equal to 2. You go down and check. So this is 0.5. This is at 0.5 and on the negative part, so that is negative 0.5. So we have negative 0.5, and the last point where the curve and y is equal to 2 are meeting is here. So what will be this? So going down and checking here, this is negative 1, 1.5, 1.6. This is 1.7, negative 1.7. So x is negative 1.7, negative 1.7. So these are the three answers. For that is why we actually have 3 marks here. Simple and straightforward. So once you do that, it means you have acquired or gained 1 plus 3, that is 4, 4 plus 2, that is 6, 6 plus 3, that is 9 marks. Very simple and straightforward. 9 marks plus another question that is asked to make 12 marks. So make sure that you watch the video as many times as you can, and also try out some questions that are similar to what we've just discussed in these videos. Thank you very much and stay blessed.